What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. This discussion is piggybacking off of my last video about biracial actresses like Zendaya having an advantage over dark-skinned black actresses, which she even admitted herself. And a huge discussion about if being biracial actually means black and who gets to claim it. To some, this is self-explanatory, but this topic can get really complicated. Back in the day, the one-drop rule made anybody who had black ancestry be considered black regardless of how they looked. For example, if someone like Margot Robbie was discovered to have had a black grandparent, she would have been considered black back in the day. That's how it worked, but over time, most of these ideals shifted. Going back to the actresses of today, Amanda Stenberg even came out a few years ago saying how she used to turn down roles she felt darker skinned actresses should have been gotten casted for. It seems like Hollywood likes to check the diversity box by casting a biracial, ethnically ambiguous actress most of the time. What do y'all think about this? And PSA, this is not to say that biracial actors or actresses shouldn't get casted at all, because talent is talent. But one can't ignore how their looks may play a major role in why they were casted in the first place. There's this notion that having a biracial ambiguous look is more marketable, especially in the portrayal of a black character, and that always sets off a heated debate online. I have a few examples with Disney Channel when they casted Zendaya for Casey Undercover and casted her siblings to be darker skinned for the effect of her standing out. Now the mother in the show was lighter skinned herself, but looking at the family as a whole, Zendaya, in my opinion, did not look related to them at all. Now I understand genetics and dominant or recessive genes, but this was definitely just a push to broadcast Zendaya's blackness, and I remember a lot of people at the time taking issue with the casting of this show. On the other hand, you had another talented singer and actress like Coco Jones from Let It Shine, who said Disney promised her her own show, but later folded because they didn't know how to market her, even though she had the look and the talent. Is it me, or with the family they casted, Coco Jones would have definitely been a perfect pick for Casey Undercover? Even with the new Wizards of Waverly Place reboot, the new wizard in training is a biracial girl who seemingly comes out of nowhere just for the sake of it, just for the sake of having a diverse cast. Another example which almost broke the internet is when they casted Zoe Saldana for Nina Simone. All the actresses that probably auditioned, and she was the best choice. It was even stated that her features were so off from Nina's that they had to give her a prosthetic nose.
Oh my God.
It comes to a point where Hollywood executives will jump through fire rings just to cast a lighter skinned biracial actress for a role, even if she's not physically meant to do it. This is a role I could have easily seen Viola Davis playing. On the topic of biracial identity, I also want to bring up Mariah Carey. For the longest, as a child, I always thought Mariah was a white woman. I mean, could you blame me? But you know, as I got older and did the random Wikipedia search on her, I discovered her father was actually black. Even to this day, when Mariah gets brought up in the discussions of black women achieving things and breaking music records, people will reply with, "Mariah Carey is black? Huh?" To some people, regardless of their ethnic background, you need to look black in order to be considered black. And when that's not enough, other factors come into play. That leads me to the famous biracial twins, Tia and Tamera Mowry. I remember a few years ago this picture going viral with the caption saying, "From their hairstyles alone, you could tell who's the white twin and who's the black twin." Tia on the right, having a more sharp bob hairstyle, somehow showcased her blackness more than Tamera on the left. Yes, this is how some people differentiate them, most notably because Tamera chose to marry a white man and Tia chose to marry a black man. People have never let that go and still comment on it to this day.
Like, what do they
get
say?
Called white man's whore.
This continues to be an ongoing struggle for Tamera, and she's even used as a reference or joke when a black woman is starting to like a white man. They'll say, "Oh, my Tamera is coming. Oh, let me use my Tamera tokens," referencing her liking a white man, marrying a white man. And it's like, wow, why so harsh on who people choose to love? Where do y'all think this animosity comes from? The same thing happens when black famous athletes choose to marry or have kids with white women. A lot of critique comes in with them trying to eradicate the black race by having biracial children overpopulated. Wow. And y'all know I had to end this with the Proud Family reference. I've talked about this before, but although in the show Penny is not considered to be biracial in its early development, the creator Bruce Smith designed Penny to be so light-skinned that the Disney executives were confused about Penny's race. So he had to make her tanner. I'm not making this up. I'll leave the interview he talked about this down below. It goes without saying, he probably designed Penny that way for marketability, but it backfired and almost got Disney to not even pick up the show. In this interview, he also discussed how Dejanay, Penny's ratchet, dark-skinned best friend in the show, was originally named Delinquinetta, a play of the word delinquent, meaning badly behave. I swear, I'm not making this up. He would have never made Dejanay the main character because she was just supposed to be the comic relief, the dark-skinned ghetto sidekick friend, which Disney had a tendency for doing many times. Pitching Dejanay as the main character probably wouldn't have even gotten him past security in the headquarters. With all of this said, I just want to know, why do y'all think the biracial identity of certain entertainers is such a hot topic that many will outrage over? And do you consider someone that is racially ambiguous black, even when one of the parents is another race? At the end of the day, I feel like it's up to that person to decide how to identify themselves. But in the entertainment industry, that's easier said than done. Please leave your thoughts down below and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see y'all in the next video.